Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining me once again. As you'll notice, I have a cool new light in the background now. I thought the blue might make it look a little bit better, so let me know if you like it. If you don't, I'll just change it back to what I had before. But enough of that. Today, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis sent a scathing letter to the Republicans, completely rebuking their points on her investigation. As you folks have probably seen in the news, Republicans have been doing anything they can to try to interfere in the cases against Donald Trump and the investigations into him. They want to protect Trump, saying it's prosecutorial misconduct or whatever conspiracy theory they come up with that day. And the Georgia investigation is no different. You know, Representative Jim Jordan, the ineffective representative and Republican from Ohio, sent a letter to District Attorney Fani Willis saying he wants to open a congressional investigation into her probe into Donald Trump. And he's been going on Fox News and all these places saying, you know, Fani Willis did this and Fani Willis did that. And, you know, he wants Congress to investigate. So Fani Willis had enough. And she sent him a letter back today and completely obliterated any argument he tried to make in favor of a congressional investigation into her and her team. So we're going to dive right into this letter today because, man, she's just so good at this. So here is the letter that Fani Willis sent to Jim Jordan. It's around 9 pages long. It is 9 pages long. And as I mentioned, it's just brutal. Brutal for the Republicans. It really embarrasses them. So we'll just start at the first paragraph. Fani Willis said, "I have received your letter dated August 24th, 2023. On August 14th, Fulton County Grand Jury returned a bill of indictments charging 19 defendants with felony violations of Georgia law, including violations of Georgia's RICO law." And then she goes right into the letter in response, saying, "Beyond that recitation of charges, your letter contains inaccurate information and misleading statements. The true bill of indictments returned on August 14th, 2023 is attached as Exhibit A." And then she puts it in categories of like debunking each claim that Jim Jordan made. And she starts here with number one, your attempt to interfere with an obstruction this office prosecution of state criminal cases is unconstitutional. And she goes, "As you know, Chairman Jordan, the congressional power of inquiry is not unlimited." And she cites a case that backs up her perspective here. She says Congress is not a law enforcement or trial agency. That function is reserved only for the executive and judicial departments of the government. So she's basically saying, like, even if you wanted to investigate us, even if you think we're doing all these different things, it's not your role. It's not Congress's ability to interfere in this investigation. And then she really goes for Jordan's head here, saying your letter offends each and every one of these settled principles. Its obvious purpose is to obstruct a Georgia criminal proceeding and to advance outrageous partisan misrepresentations. As I make clear below, there's no justification in the Constitution for Congress to interfere with a state criminal matter as you attempt to do. I mean, she's directly addressing Jordan here. There's none of this like friendly political talk. She's saying, buddy, your letter is wrong. You are offending every single principle we have in this country when it comes to separation of powers. Right? You know, Congress just can't put their noses in every single thing in this country. That's not how it works here. And then she dives into Section A, saying your letter offends principles of state sovereignty. The demands in your letter and your efforts at intruding upon the state of Georgia's criminal authority violate constitutional principles of federalism. And of course it does. She goes on to say, as the Supreme Court held in United States v. Lopez, quote, under our federal system, the states possess primary authority for defining and enforcing the criminal law. Now, this has been the law of the land. Right? When a state is indicting someone, you know, Congress can't just like dive in and save their boy, right? No, like they have to face the music. Because think about how bad of a precedent that would set. Let's just say, you know, in 2024, Biden loses. Knock on wood, that doesn't happen. But let's just say that does. But Democrats, you know, control the House, they control the Senate, and, you know, Trump's DOJ decides to indict Biden for no reason. You know, then, you know, Republicans would agree that Congress can save Biden? No, of course not. It's a terrible precedent to set. And, you know, obviously this is not going to work. I mean, Jim Jordan's attempts are just BS. They're BS. And then Fani Willis even goes to talk about how Jim Jordan's request may even violate the law. She says there are extremely good reasons why congressional committees have historically avoided interfering with criminal trial proceedings. Sharing non-public information about pending criminal matters may violate local and state confidentiality obligations and professional ethic rules. It may also prejudice defendants, victims, or witnesses, or affect the overall integrity of proceedings, because of course it could. Of course it could. There's no reason to share ongoing legal matters with Jim Jordan. This goofball, right? I mean, for lack of a better word, keep it PG, right? There's no reason. It completely violates the ethics of a case. This is a matter between the state of Georgia, the district attorney's office in Fulton County, and Donald Trump and the 18 other defendants. This is not a matter between the Fulton County DA's office, Donald Trump, 18 other defendants, and Jim Jordan and House Republicans who are so upset that their cult leader is getting indicted. No, there's no case that works like that in the United States of America. But Republicans want to change that, I guess. They want to alter the precedent we've had here. So you kind of get the gist of the letter, right? Fani Willis is saying, buddy, you have no right to request what you are requesting. She cites Supreme Court cases, precedent, all this stuff to justify her argument. And of course she's right. Jim Jordan has no basis here. No basis at all. But, and that's kind of throughout the letter, and I would definitely encourage you to read it. But there are some funny moments here where DA Willis takes a little bit of a jab at Jim Jordan, specifically here and on page 5 and page 6. But specifically here she says, Chairman Jordan, I tell people often, deal with reality or reality will deal with you. It is time you deal with some basic realities. A special purpose grand jury made up of everyday citizens investigated for 10 months and made recommendations to me. A further reality is that a grand jury of completely different Fulton County citizens found probable cause against the defendants named in the indictment for RICO violations and various other felonies. Face this reality, Chairman Jordan. The select group of defendants who you fret over in my jurisdiction are like every other defendant, entitled to no worse or better treatment than any other American citizen. That is powerful. That is powerful. Very well written, very well said. And it's true. The Republicans have to face the reality. Donald Trump is being held accountable whether they like it or not. I know they're in a cult. I know it hurts them to see their leader going down and, they can't do anything to save him. But they got to face reality here. They are not in this investigation. They are not part of this. And then she goes on to hit Jim Jordan again, saying in Section A of this section, here's another reality you must face. Those who wish to avoid felony charges in Fulton County, Georgia, including violations of Georgia's RICO law, should not commit felonies in Fulton County, Georgia. Right? It's that simple. I mean, it really is that simple. You don't want to be charged with RICO. Don't commit RICO. And if you do commit these crimes, you should be held accountable. That is such a basic principle in America. I mean, it's something that you think that every American could be like, well, yeah, if you commit a crime, you should be held accountable. But no, the Republican Party have completely switched the script. They are no longer in belief of that principle. Don't commit RICO if you don't want to be charged with RICO. It's that simple. And then she touches on some other key points here, such as Donald Trump's status as a political candidate cannot make him legally immune from criminal prosecution. Again, bad precedent. If you could just become president of the United States and you can commit any crime, terrible precedent. Terrible precedent. If the Republicans truly believe that Donald Trump can do all these things and get away with it, does that mean that Joe Biden can do the same things? Does that mean that Joe Biden can incite an insurrection, knowingly steal classified documents, commit RICO in Georgia, falsify business records? Can he do all of these things? According to Republicans, he can, which is a terrible precedent to set. I mean, it's so short-sighted. And then the final part that I'll talk about in this letter today, because we've talked about a good deal of it. There's only 3 more pages as well. But this part is really funny. Willis says to Jordan, for more thorough understanding of Georgia's RICO statute, its applications, and similar laws in other states, I encourage you to read RICO state by state. As a non-member of the bar, you can purchase a copy for $249. DA Fani Willis is literally saying to Jim Jordan, buddy, you have no idea what you're talking about. I would recommend you pick up a book. That's what she's saying here. And it's justified. Jim Jordan has no idea what he's talking about. These Republicans have no idea what they're talking about when they're suggesting interfering in this investigation. But I just thought it's funny that she literally cited a book, its dollar amount, and directed Jim Jordan to read about it because he could do with a little bit more reading. So yeah, that's the letter from District Attorney Fani Willis. And as you can see, she's not messing around. She's not saying I'm going to be the punching bag for these Republicans. She's going to fight to preserve the integrity of her investigation. And she should, because she's right here. Republicans really, really, really want to save Donald Trump. They really want to save him because they're that much in a cult. They can't even hold the guy accountable. It's disgusting, but I'll hold my tongue for now. You guys know how I feel about this. I would definitely recommend you read the entire letter. I only kind of gave you a little bit of a peek into it today. But, call your members of Congress. Let them know that you don't support this blatant overreach and this legal behavior, this unconstitutional behavior. So anyway, folks, that's going to be it for today. I really appreciate you watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe and comment. Let me know about what you think about this letter, what you think about my beautiful light in the background, and anything else you have to say. I will read all of them as I always do. Some of them are not so nice. Some of them are nicer. It's a mixed bag sometimes. But anyway, hope you guys are well. Hope your family is well. Hope you're staying healthy and all that great stuff. And I will speak with you soon. Thanks, guys.